Hi, my name is Peter, and this week Plate got invited by the Boye and Company during the CMS Summit in Frankfurt. There was a special contest between 6 different CMS contenders, and they all got to present themselves as the CMS with a special feature during the CMS Idol Award. And we at Plate um, came on stage and we presented there our structuring assistant right within Play Delta. Because there were no recordings of that meeting, here are the highlights of what we've presented during that CMS Idol Award in Frankfurt. This is Play Delta. Everything you see is high-tech, but easy to use. There's a graph technology behind, and there's a strict separation between the content experiences, aka web pages, but not only web pages only because it's a header CMS, and the library where you can see all your structured content and all your reusable content. I start here at the experience level. This is a multi-site setup. Here you see all the pages on your conference website and the main website. We start here at the conference website, and I open up the homepage over here. This will allow you to go to the editor and just drag in some components, for example, here, and add some text. You see everywhere you can just type in some unstructured text, just like you've seen at the website builders. And this is a real representation of the web page, even though it's built headlessly. The best thing in Plate is that you can add here text. For example, I'm excited to be at the Boye & Co CMS Summit 2025 in Frankfurt, and I can select a couple of words, one word, multiple words, even in a complete line, and with one push on this button, I can structure it. That will mean that if I go back to this library and refresh it, there will be now 3 reusable content items. You see it over here. And the best thing, if I go to a different page, or for example, I leave this homepage on the conference website, but I go now to the main website environment. If I open up the homepage over here, I can, for example, add a new component here. Say, okay, I want to add here a new card with it is nice to be at, and then I hit slash. Open up the reusable content items and add here the Boye & Co CMS Summit 2025. You see it is structured as it is purple. I can create here, and this will link automatically to that same content value here in the library. So this value here is now connected to both pages. And if I change it over here, for example, I will do Boye & Co all caps. I change it here in the library, and it will be pushed and updated on every detail page. You see it over here now. Boye & Co is in all caps, even though I didn't change it here on the page level. I did it on the library level. And that's the first part of the way you can structure the content. I will change it now in deleting the rest and say, okay, it's just the Boye & Co CMS Summit. I will update it over here again. And now the second, I will now you introduce you to the second layer of our structuring assistant, and that's here. Oh, I should first update this one, close it, let me refresh, and go now to the structuring assistant here on the right side. Here I can map all the unstructured items here on the page. You see every page detail image over here are all here, and if you have multiple values, you can, for example, only filter on the assets or on the smart text or whatever. I will open up everything right now and map it here on a new content item. For example, I have the content type event. The display name is CMS Summit Frankfurt. The date was the date of the presentation was the 14th of May 2025. The image that I want to reuse or connect to that content type is this one. The event name is the Boye & Co CMS Summit, and you see this is already the structured text, so you can even reuse it here in a content item, and the event location is Frankfurt. If I save it over here right now, you see it's now collected as a event content type, and if I reload now the library, you will see that a new content type event with all the connected fields are now added, is now added to my content library. And this is the great thing about Play Delta. You can structure your content in a reusable way with one click. or you can connect it to all sorts of content types that you eventually can build yourself no code in our content type editor here on the right side. For example, if you want to add here a new content type, you can just hit a new content type button, or you can, for example, go to that same event thing that we had just had and add here new fields, all no code in this editor. During the CMS Summit, I had only 5 minutes to present Play Delta, so I had to ignore the 80% of all the functionalities that almost all CMS vendors will provide. So I had to only focus on everything that we can that we do differently than the other CMS vendors, and that is structuring content right within the editor. And one of the next features and next updates that we can deliver is, for example, if I type in Frankfurt as unstructured text, there comes up a notification or a pop-up with, hey, there is already Frankfurt as a structured value in your content library. Do you want to reuse it? And that way of informing the non-technical content editor with everything that is already being structured in the library, or eventually saying, okay, we see Frankfurt 77 times all over your content hub. Do you want to structure this as potentially a location field? This is the path we are on at Play Delta. And that assisting of structuring content is what sets us apart from the rest. I hope this gives you a great overview of what we can deliver. If you want to learn more, just check out our website or send us an email or a message, and we are happy to give you more information. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye.